All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom, man. Hey, peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And also shout out to the sister Mary of Bethany that anointed our King with the precious ointments before His burial, and also shout out to our ancestors that lost their lives keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and wasn't willing to compromise, man. So shout out to them. We are the hopeful elect, and it is Wednesday, so we're coming at you with a Wisdom Wednesday. Got the brother Denal, and you got the brother Azrael, meaning God is my help, and Lord willing, the brother Isaiah will be in soon. And I think the brother Brooke gonna scribe, so whenever we get on here, you'll see the precepts in the comments. But yeah, today's lesson, they go to brother right there, all praises. Today's lesson is when Satan knocks at your door. But before we get into the lesson, we're gonna play the shout out one to the brother Brute, man. But before we get into the lesson, I got the blowing of the shofar, and I also got a video I want to play to go with the lesson. So Khan, man, all praise to the Most High for the mighty shofar blowing. We just had, Feast of Trumpets, right? So all praise to the Most High for that blowing. But just to speak on a little bit what the video about and who the person is in the video. So the person is a rapper. He go by the name Lil Tony, and he's trying to he also had an interview not too long ago with a Christian. I think his name was Bryce. He had an interview with a Christian going into his testimony of how he found Christ. So Lil Tony, right? He's kind of making a transition from. I know they tried to get him to sign a deal, and he speaks on how they tried to get him to sell his soul and things like that, and what went on, how he wasn't going to do it. So he's kind of making a transition from rapping about things that he used to do, like robbing and stealing and scamming. Now he's trying to make more positive music, which he still, I listened to a couple of his songs, well, on his album. He's still trying to get himself on just strictly that truth music or music for the most part. He still kind of still make music on certain things that he used to do, but he's getting better though. He getting better. So I just want to play this video, man. You're gonna see why I titled this video when Satan knocks at your door. But you can play it, King. Fair use, fair use.
Come, make sure this is up.
But we still want to hear you get that bitch. Like we want like all that. Like you can be positive, but
is it kind of low?
Like 50-50. Like we don't.
Or is it just my computer?
I mean, I got the volume up all the way.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Go to the volume on your computer though.
It's up all the way too.
It just sound kind of low. That shofar sounded kind of low too.
I think it's just.
I thought it was just my computer. You can play it from the top. Get my back. You can play it from the top.
Can be on some positive shit, but we still want to hear you get that bitch. We want like all that. Like you can be positive, but keep that shit like 50-50. Like we don't want you to start like don't change who you are though. You feel what I'm saying? Be who you are. Like God gonna accept you for who you are. But same way how you been snapping, but still snap, bro.
I had to chill out on that cut. When I was rapping like that, I was really living like that. So it's like it don't hit the same. I don't got nothing to rap about.
Growth type shit.
Yeah, like when I used to go rap about some gangster shit, because we done did some gangster shit, so I could rap about it.
Right.
But like now I'm not doing no gang shit, so you can kind of tell I'm just making it up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I respect that too. That's real. You can be on some positive shit.
So, and, forget the language, that was spoken. But so basically, what the dude in the white shirt saying, he said, hey, we know you trying to be on some positive stuff now, but we still want to hear you talking about that other stuff. He said, hey, you can still be positive, but hey, keep it 50-50 though. So, he basically telling Lil Tony, hey, and it's crazy because, this is why I call this when Satan knocks at your door. When you trying to better yourself and and really change your life around, Satan gonna try you, man. He can come at you in any vessel. Don't think he won't come at you. Don't think he won't hop on your mother. Don't think he won't hop on your father. Don't think he won't hop on one of your closest friends. Cause let me get this scripture. Can you give me King Matthew chapter 16 and verse 21 through 23? Because Satan had hopped on Peter, man. And Yahushua had to rebuke him. So hey, Satan can hop on anybody to try to get you off. And that's what happened just then, man. Because he trying to basically, he told him, hey, bro, you can keep rapping about that positive stuff, and that ain't no problem. But hey, keep rapping about that gangster stuff. We love to hear that. The people love to hear that. That's when you was making the most money. That's when you was getting the most views, when you was rapping about that, killing and robbing and scamming and stealing. That's when you were making the most money. And you see how calm he said it? He didn't say it to him in an aggressive way. He said it to him in a calm way. And that's how Satan come a lot of times. He come at you with just a soft voice, man, and to try to get Lil Tony thinking, yeah, he right. I mean, I was getting more views. I mean, people was, liking my music when I was rapping about that, but now I'm rapping about God. Now I'm not really getting the same views I was. That's how Satan do, man. But you got it, King. You can start at 21. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say too. You got to notice too. That's normally what happens. His friend was telling him at the end. You can still do that, and God's still gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You can, God's still gonna know your heart. You know what I'm saying? You can still do that, and that's how people in the world will always try to, convince you to keep on with your folly, right? For the most part, people that's in this truth, we can see right through that. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to point out this too. We always talk about how our people drive culture, right? See how this brother depends on Little Tony to foster his demon time aura, right? People depend on, for example, I'm just gonna say in general, you, right? People depend on you, right, to continue in your folly so they can continue in theirs. And when you stop, right, it forces them to do several things: either go find somebody else to follow, right, or to change their life too. That's why we're so big on provoking people to do righteousness and driving culture for the right reason. Because at this brother right that was next to him, he's talking to Little Tony. He really wants Little Tony to be Little Tony because he probably one of his favorite artists, right? But just like that, that's how much power Little Tony has when he decides to change his life for the better. And that's what we are day in and day out trying to tell people to do as well, right? Because I'll go ahead and read this. Matthew 16 and 21, right? It says, from that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again in the third day.
You keep going, King.
Verse 22. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee.
So Satan just hopped on Peter, man, because we know, and even Christ knew that was something that he had to do. So when Peter a lot of times when Satan hop on people, they don't be meaning no harm by the things they say. Peter just like, no, like he was speaking off emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do that, Lord. No. But that's why, and I got a scripture I'm gonna pull up in a minute. You can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. You can't be ignorant of that, because Christ could have easily said, you know what, you right. But he stood boldly because he knew that it was Satan, man. A lot of times people don't know when Satan coming at them. Right? Satan be coming at them, speaking to them all the time, and they just be, enjoying the conversation and taking heed to the conversation, not knowing that it's Satan. But you gotta be aware, you gotta be looking, you gotta be observant and looking for Satan, because he's trying to sift you out. He's trying to sift you out this walk, man. But you can get that verse, King.
Come, verse 23, it says, but he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savoreth not the things that be of God, but those that be of man.
Right. So he told him, he like, man, get thee behind me, Satan. Or I know that's you. I know you trying to stop me from doing the will of my Father. And that's how we have to be in this walk, man. Your family, you celebrating you celebrating Feast of Tabernacles, right? And your family members say, okay, we don't got no problem with you celebrating that. But when Christmas come, hey, just come over to your grandma's house and get a plate. You don't want to let grandma down. So that's Satan, and now you put in a situation, or put in a situation to have to, you're gonna choose life or choose death. And that's why I got this verse right here. Matter of fact, before I get the verse I'm gonna get this.
Yeah, man. Family members be just like Lil Tony's person next to him in the video.
Facts.
They'll be like, "Don't forget you a Johnson boy. Johnsons, we stick together. Johnson, we show up to the Christmas gathering. We show up to Thanksgiving now. I don't care about your beliefs, but you don't forget who you are now." And they try to tempt you and guilt trip you and all of that. And sadly, there's a lot of us that give into it. But you got to be that person to say, you know what, Luke 14, 28, 29, I think it is. You got to say, look, I can't love anybody more than I love Christ. If I do, then I'm not a disciple, right? Just because you want my music, Satan want my music, that don't mean that I have to give in, right? What Lil Tony needed to hear at that moment was, hey, bro, ever since you started changing up, man, I've been changing up too. That's what he needed to hear. He didn't need to hear somebody to tell him to keep doing the old him, right? And then that's the same thing with us. A lot of times, man, you need to hear, hey, man, I saw how you didn't, celebrate Christmas this year. It made me look into it. A lot of times we need to hear that. But the thing is, you may not always hear that good voice in your ear. You may not always hear that confirmation, right? You may hear Satan more than you hear the good voice, but you still got to stand strong, man. And even though you walk through the valley of the shadows of death, right? You got to be able to fear no evil and fear nothing that's coming against you to tempt you to go back to your old life. And you got to, stand up for the Lord, man. Be a man or a woman of God and stand up.
Yup. That's real, man. That's when it comes with, you really got to be strong. You really got to be strong in this walk, man. Because, especially when it comes to, and that's how us as a nation of people, we don't care about each other. Because if you see a brother literally trying to change his life and get closer to God, why would you tell him, we like you? Basically what he said, we liked it better when you was talking about other stuff. We still want to hear that. But why you still want to hear that? So that just shows how how destroyed we is as a people, man. And that's why we got to be strong in this thing. We can't go ahead.
No, you can finish.
I was gonna say you can't be weak-minded in this thing, because if you weak-minded in this walk, you're gonna give in to everything. But you gotta
man. And the enemy is always gonna try. The enemy know the Bible, or they think they know the Bible. So the enemy is always gonna be try to be sly. You hear what he said. I mean, God understand. God know who you are, bro. God accept you, bro. And so sometimes the enemy, man, they gonna try to make it seem like, to not change and to be you is a righteous thing, right? And that's why you got to be in your word, because you got to be able to combat the enemy, just like Christ did Satan, hit him with those precepts out of the book of Deuteronomy, right? You got to be able to, be on point when they say that. He should have said, nah, man, the heart is deceitful, bro. I don't know what's right for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's right for me, but this word of God telling me to do something else. That's what he should have said. But Con.
So can you give me Luke 22 and 31? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times we have to look at Satan. Like we got to look past that. Oh, that's my uncle. That's my nephew. That's little Tim. Right? He don't mean no harm. You got a lot of times you gotta look past that and see that's the spirit on little Tim. Facts, it be the small stuff. My brother asked me today that I call my nephew and wish him happy birthday, and he know I haven't been doing that for 4 years now. Satan, man. Hey, Satan don't care. Satan to keep trying. He don't care if he been trying you with the same test. He may leave for a season. He come back and try you the same exact way, man. But every time he come back and try you that same exact way, or he may come a little different, you still got to have that same answer, and you still got to say no. You still got to be bold, man. A lot of people in this walk, they fall out this walk because they not bold, man. A lot of people fall out this walk because they get offended at the words of God and what the Bible tell them they got to do. And they don't want to tell their friend, they don't want to be looked at as weird from their loved ones or their friends. So they start to try to, and that's when people start to try to play both sides. Well, I can do both. I can be in the truth, and I also can please my family and my friends in the world. And it don't work like that. I'm gonna get a scripture for that, but you can read this, King.
This is Luke 22 and 31. It says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
Man, so every person on this, every person that's in this walk, right? Satan is desiring to have you, man. And Satan watch you. He know you. He know you probably more than you know yourself. So his whole plan is, his whole desire is to try to sift you out, man. He's trying to get you from getting the kingdom. That's his whole job. But what? Go to the next verse, King.
This is Luke 22 and 32. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
He said, yeah. Christ said, I prayed for thee. And us as brothers in this walk, we must be praying for each other, man. Because, hey, it's a spiritual battle. Brothers going through stuff. Brothers battle different spirits, man. So that's why we have to keep brothers in our prayers, man. Just like how Yahweh Shai, he prayed for Peter. We got to look at that and start using this as to pray for other brothers and sisters in this thing, man. Because it's real. Like Satan, bro, Satan don't care if you just had a hard day at work. Satan don't care if he been on you the whole week. He not finna be like, oh, I've been on Atazawan the whole week. So next week I'm gonna just chill off a little bit. I'm gonna let off the gas and let him breathe. No, Satan see any weakness in you, man, he finna attack that thing. He finna go hard on that thing, bro. So that's why we gotta be, like Paul said, man. We gotta put on that whole armor. Put on that whole armor. Oh, I thought you were finna say something, no.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Okay, Con. Can you give me Matthew 6 and 24? Because you can't play both sides, man. You can't. Lil Tony, right? He can't play both sides. He can't make music about drilling and killing and women, and then he also making music about God. You can't do that, man. because that's what you call lukewarm. And the Most High said what He's going to do to lukewarm people. But you got it, King. Wait, was it?
Matthew chapter 26.
Hold up.
6 and 24.
Oh, 24.
Yeah, 6 and 24.
6 and 24.
Yeah.
I could have sworn you said 26. Con.
The book of Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot.
So the Bible. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
You cannot serve God and mammon.
So and Christ is letting you know you can't do both. You can't please the flesh and also please the spirit. You either got to be all in with one. You're gonna either be all in with the Most High, or you're gonna be all in with the world. And your family, a lot of times they would rather see you all in with the world. They would rather see you. A lot of times when you change for the better in this walk and you start keeping the commandments of God, people don't like that. They'd rather see you like you was on the corner selling dope with a cigarette in your mouth. They'd rather see you literally killing yourself, pimping, being a pimp, right? With a purple suit on, with a big hat. They'd rather see you like that, right? They'd rather see you as a, what I'm saying, they'd rather see you as Lil Kiki, right? That was on the corner, on the pole, on the strip pole. They'd rather see you like that. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see you serving the Most High God, man. But that's when you have to make a decision. All of us got to make a decision. When I get tested by Satan, he come at me and try me. Am I gonna serve the Most High, or am I gonna serve Satan? You can't do both. Because if you try to do both, that means if you try to play both sides, that means you part of the world. It ain't no both sides in this walk. You can't do that. You could try, but the Most High don't look at it like that. Yeah, my rib, when she came into this walk, her grandma said that she looked better just like a whore. She said she looked better just like a whore, man. So that's what a lot of our people, they love you more when you in the world, because you different from the world. Now when you come into this walk, you being a light full of darkness. And people have spirits on them. They don't like that light. So can you get 2 Corinthians 2:11?
Come on. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
So he said, man, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So if you are ignorant of Satan's devices, he got an advantage over you, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it starts. Satan started getting advantage of a lot of people, man. They start forgetting that they are in a spiritual battle. A lot of people forget that's in this walk. They forget that this is you are in a fight. You can't speak up. You can't say, I need to take a break from the truth. That's saying. That's what he wants you to say. Satan, he fiends. He fiends for brothers and sisters to say, I need to take a break from the truth. I need to take a break from the brotherhood. I need to take a break from the sisterhood. I need to just be able. He wants that. That's when he gonna come and attack. We can't be ignorant of Satan's devices, man. You got to really be aware because he can come at you through the music. He can come at you through television, right? He can come at you through loved ones. He'll come at you in all different type of ways, man, to try to get you up, to try to throw you off. And like I said in the beginning, the person that may be speaking to you, they may not mean no harm in what they saying, but we gotta know and be able to point out Satan done hopped on him, man. Satan done hopped on her. Like what? You said I don't have. It's okay. I don't have to check. I don't have to check the ingredients in this food. It's okay. You ain't got to check it. Ain't no pork in there. Well, look, how you know? You know what I'm saying? So we got to be we got to be aware, especially with our people in the world, because they just say anything. Right? Our people in the world, they'll just say anything, but you ain't got to go keep it. What? Man, the Lord don't. It's just one day. The Lord ain't gonna care if you come out to eat with us this one Saturday. You only got to do it one time, and then they'll put the sad face on. Just do it for me, nephew. If you want to do it for me, nephew, do it for your grandma. Just look at your grandma, and grandma over there looking sad with her glasses down to her nose. Come on, grandson. We miss you. It ain't been no fun without you. So now you thinking, oh God. Either you gonna be like, oh, I can just repent. No, I can just repent. I can repent. Or you gonna be like, nah, I can't, grandma. Sorry, but not sorry. I can't do it. But look, you come keep tabernacles with us though. Right? You can come. You can keep the feast days with me. If you want to hang with me, we can do that. I can show you in the Bible where it say that. So it's just like you can't be. We can't be ignorant of Satan's devices, man, because he is the real person, and we are in a real battle. We can't forget that we are in a battle, because once you forget you in a battle, you're gonna stop fighting. And now you let your guard down. Now you finna get knocked out.
Come on, man. How many times we done invited family and friends to feast days? They don't show up, but then you feel bad because they invite you to something. And you be like, man, I should go. I ain't seen them in a minute. No, you gotta remember, you done invited them to so much stuff. If they wanted to see you for real, they would have pulled up. They would have made an effort, but they didn't. You gotta make sure you remember times like that, right? I remember it was one time where I seen some of my in-laws and my wife was covered up. She be wearing dresses and stuff now. Some of the family over there, they're like, man, you used to dress cute. When you used to show your belly, they used to show your navel. You used to wear them cute little shorts. Family and friends gonna want to pull you back, man. They're gonna want to compliment your evil. They want to compliment when you was falling off, when you was distant from God, because they want you to go back there, because broad is the way to destruction. But you got to be confident and comfortable, right, in your walk with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And those that aren't confident and comfortable, those be the ones, like Brother Obadiah just said, that go back into the world. They're not bold enough. You got to be bold when you take this bout, right?
Because whether you know it or not, when you decided that you was going to change your life around and start keeping the commandments of God, you basically saying that you are able to partake in that cup that Christ partook in. That's basically what you said when you decided to change and come into this walk. So now you must prepare yourself to go through some things, or maybe these same things that Christ went through as he was on his as he was on earth doing his ministry, man. So that's what's gonna come with it. And didn't Satan tempt Christ? So if Satan tempt Christ, why we think that we not gonna get tempted? That's the thing. He tempted the Son of God. So we gonna get tempted as well too. We're gonna get tried. Satan gonna try to get us to commit suicide. Satan gonna try to get us to sell our souls, and do all type of madness. But we can't do it, man. Can you give me Deuteronomy 30 and 19?
Deuteronomy 30 and 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
So, you know, the Most High, he set before us life and death. So he telling you he did it, and he also telling you to choose life. He set the blessings and the curses, and you can read about some of those in Deuteronomy 28, how he set blessings and he set curses, but he's telling you to choose life. So you, not only just you, but your seed may live. So he's basically telling you what to do, man. He's not leaving it to you to try to figure it out. He's telling you, look, I know it's gonna be tough. I put it like that. Because only a remnant is gonna make it. I only want a few people. So I gotta make it like that because I don't want everybody to make it. But choose life if you want it. And part of choosing life is to not be ignorant of Satan's devices. Because if you're not ignorant to Satan's devices, you're going to choose life. But if you're ignorant to Satan's devices, you're going to fall every time, meaning you're choosing death. You're choosing that lake of fire. You already burning right now. You ain't feeling it yet. If you keep choosing death, no. But can you give me Galatians 1 and 10? And this is why we must obey God rather than men. Because if we obeyed everything men told us and their ideas and what they thought, we'll be going completely off every single day. But you got it, King.
Galatians 1 and verse 10, it says, for do I now persuade men or God, or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ.
So, hey, a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters, right? We gotta truly ask ourselves. This is a serious question, man. If you in this walk, you gotta ask yourself: are you in this walk to persuade men, or are you in this walk for the Most High? Being in this walk to persuade men, meaning you're doing certain things for men to say something, you doing things for men to see. The whole reason you dress a certain way is for men and women to say, oh, you look good. The only reason why you make certain videos is to get views and likes for men. So are you doing this for men? Are you doing this for women? Or are you doing it for the Most High? Right? Because if Lil Tony doing this for man, he gonna listen to what the dude in the white shirt said. But if he doing it for the Most High, he not gonna care what the dude in the white shirt said. He said, or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be a servant of Christ. So if your goal in this truth is to please men, you might not come out and say that your goal is to please men. You might not say it at all. But you know, deep down inside, if your goal is to please men and you want to be known in Israel, right? You want everybody to know you. You want people to talk about you and put you on with the high names and with the scholars and stuff like that. Or you want to sit in the nice seats at the feast days. You know, if that's you can't be a servant of Christ. You can't. Because you in the world. If you're trying to please men, that's why I just made a video last week. Just because a person has scholarship or knowledge, or just because they've been in the truth for a long time, doesn't mean that they in the truth. Doesn't mean they've been born again. Doesn't mean they circumcised their heart. Because you have people that have been in this truth for 10, 15 years, 8 years, 7 years. You got some people in this truth that have like a lot of knowledge. You can't take it away from them. They have a lot of knowledge on certain things, but they's doing it to please men. They doing it for gain, for them to have, for people to remember their name, not the Most High name, to remember their name.
Con, man,
you got it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Con, man, they're doing it for the comments and the likes. They're doing it because it feels good to get complimented, right? They feel like I can't hear God, you know, but I can hear this dude telling me I did a good job and all praises. I could hear this other dude saying that I'm mighty. I could see all these girls in my DMs, you know, asking me questions and telling me how smart I am. I could see and feel that. So that's what they end up doing it for, because they're not spiritual at all, right? They can't hear the voice of God. They don't know when they're doing right in the eyes of God. So they stay carnal.
Yeah, man. If social media, right now in 2025, if social media didn't exist, if it just went out, it wasn't no YouTube no more, wasn't no Instagram, wasn't no Facebook, wasn't no TikTok. If it wasn't no more social media, a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters would take their foot off the gas. They might still be what you would call in the truth. They may not, you know, take their fringes off, or they may not stop keeping the feast days and stuff like that. But they're not gonna be going like hard like they was when they had these social media platforms and they had people telling them, you know, wow, your knowledge is outstanding. You got I seen somebody comment under a brother video and they said, you got the knowledge of God. This brother got the knowledge of God. So, you know, if it wasn't no social media and things like this, how many people really gonna, you know, keep that same zeal? It ain't gonna be a lot. When you ain't able to post your new garment and get the likes, when you ain't able to post your street teaching videos like that no more, you just gotta go out there, man.
Yeah, man.
You gotta go out there.
You know, and that's why we, you know, we've been doing this thing for a minute, and I know we're starting to record a lot now, but that's one thing that we found an anchor in is going out there doing it without it being recorded and still having a good time and still feeling a sense of fulfillment. It just lets us know that we can do this to the same magnitude, whether the cameras are rolling, whether they aren't. You see what I'm saying? This precept is very key because in essence, like the brothers are saying, you got a lot of people that before they make a decision, they thinking about, should I put this on today? What are the people gonna think about this? Should I say it like this? Because it'll seem mighty to you know the community if I say it like this. If I say it like that, it might not have the same effect, even though that it is a little bit more compassionate and more soft, right? But when people start thinking it like this and they start making decisions and start moving based on how people are going to perceive them and receive them, right? It takes you out of the position of making decisions and making moves based on how Christ would operate. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you know you become a servant to man, when you're always second guessing what you're going to do based off of how a man is going to look at it versus, you know, it's cliche to think, you know, the Christian church says, what would WWJD, right? But in essence, man, that's what we should be asking ourselves all the time. What will Yahushua do, right? Will Yahushua be moving like this? Will Yahushua shake this brother's hand, or will he ignore him? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, what will Yahushua do in this moment? You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers don't ask that enough. And that's how you know that you're a servant to man and not a servant to Christ.
A lot of women too. You know, a lot of women aren't as studied. A lot of women don't even try to be as studied. That's neither here nor there. That's a conversation for another day. But because of that, women go off of other women, right? And what's trending for other women. So a lot of times women, you know, when they go to a feast day or a gathering, or they upload a picture, or they, you know, say something, they want to do it to please other women. and they want to, not step on the toes of other women. So even if the spirit is telling them to do something or move a certain way, nah, they're gonna see me as a bug out. Nah, they're gonna see me as not righteous. Nah, I can't say that. That's gonna piss them off. Nah, they're not gonna like me. And you know how women can get. And so not just men, but the women as well, man. And that's the thing about being bold is a lot of times you're gonna feel alone. A lot of times you're gonna feel like you're the only one that sees something, right? And you're gonna feel like the Most High God is using you to be a leader or bring awareness to something, and you got to be bold enough to do it, right? You got to be bold enough to be different from the crowd. You got to be bold enough to not want to fit in. And a lot of times you'll be surprised that the Most High God will see your boldness and he'll add to it. Next thing you know, it's another sister or another brother who's like, I was thinking the same thing. Hey, I saw it that way too. Hey, I'm glad you did that, bro. I was going to do it, but I didn't know how brothers was going to feel. Sis, that was mighty. Sis, hey, I literally had a dream about the same thing. A lot of times when you be bold, even though you're scared, the Most High God will give you confirmation. He's just waiting for you to be bold, though.
Oh, well said, man. That's well said. Boldness is definitely important in this walk of life, man. Not even just in the truth, but just in your everyday life. Like brothers always use an example of you want a promotion or something or a bonus, you got to be bold and go talk to your boss. A lot of people, I think I said this in one of my last videos, like, what makes a person courageous is not, what I was saying. What makes a person courageous is when they're nervous or they may be a little scared and they do it. Like they do what they was telling themselves they wanted to do. But if they scared and nervous and they don't do it, that don't make them courageous, right? Make you, scared, not bold. So this walk, man, in this walk of life, a lot of times you're gonna have to be bold, and that's what's gonna strengthen you in the end, man. That's what's gonna make you stronger. See our forefather David, for example. David was bold around a lot of people that wasn't bold. A lot of older people that wasn't bold that was around him. And he just had to have that boldness. He had to have that courage and that faith in the Most High that he finna take this giant head off. Like, I know you scared, and you had some people telling him, what the hell is he doing? This little nigga, like, what is YN? What is it? We think even whose son this is? Jesse? Man, tell Jesse to come get his son. So it's like, you had people that was he was hearing those things, probably more likely we the people of the book. 9 out of 10 he was hearing stuff like that. So he just had to have the faith and the boldness, not the blot to close out and blot out what people saying, but just know the purpose and why he came there. Like, which he ain't come there just for that, but it's like he here now, he's seeing this giant talking crazy, so he like, man, I'm gonna take his head off. I don't care what nobody's saying. I know what my father told me, or I know what the Most High told me, and this giant finna fall, and I'm finna take his head. And that's how we got to be in this thing, man. Don't care what nobody's saying. Don't care what people think about us. We're gonna stay on this walk. We're gonna do what we came in this walk. We're gonna do what we came in this walk for. Seal the hopeful elect and get out of here and get the kingdom, Lord willing. That's the mindset we got to have, man. Can you give me 1 Peter 5 and 8?
Book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Right. So he's saying be sober, right? Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, he's scoping, man. He's seeing who can he hop on, who can he devour. Who can he sift out? Who ain't really rooted in this truth like they say they is? He'll pull your card, man. He will pull your card to see if you really in this walk. And you just gotta fight. And you ain't gonna you're not gonna win every fight, but you gotta get up. Proverbs 24:16. All right, but you got to get up, and that's part of this fight. You gonna have to get up and continue to fight and continue to move forward, man. Cause Satan, he doing his job, but are we doing our job? Well, the Most High don't want to hear in that day. Satan was too hard on you. Satan didn't let up. He want to see you fight. He want to see you sweat a little bit, or he want to see you fight. We shouldn't be falling to the same temptations over and over again. Every time that temptation comes, we go into it. We just gotta get stronger in this thing and be like, I can't, I'm not finna keep falling to the same temptation. He gonna have to try me somewhere else. Because if you keep falling to the same temptation, that's the same temptation he gonna use over and over and over and over again. So we got to be vigilant and be sober, and part of that is really just looking, being aware. Don't be out here like what they say, be out here being green. You know what I'm saying? Like you just out here just walking around like la 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 la. You doing that all day, every day. So you forgot you in the spiritual battle. You ignorant of everything that's going on. You ignorant of Satan. So the Bible said, don't be like that. Be aware, man. Be looking around. Be in your word. Because he coming. And he going to try you. He going to see if you're ready or not. I had this last precept, man. 1 Samuel 16:14. When Satan knock on your door, be ready. If you answer that door, be ready. Because he coming in with the AKs. He coming in with the Glocks. He coming in with the bombs, with the smoke bombs. He coming in with the gas mask, with the army suit on. He coming in kicking down the door, man. You gotta be ready for that. What you got, King?
This is 1 Samuel 16:14. It says, but the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him.
Right, it says, hey, an evil spirit from the Lord hopped on Saul. So I just pulled this to show that evil spirits are sent from the Most High, and they can hop on anybody on any given day. And they don't care how much knowledge you know. They don't care how long you've been in the truth. They don't care if you were elder. They don't care if you first lady, Pastor Johnson, Pastor Jackson, deacon. He don't care about none of that. He will try you in this thing. He will hop on you. But that's part of, how you fight back with the word. Satan, go ahead.
I was going to say, sometimes we downtown or we at a street corner and we say, hey, bro, you got time for the word? Hey, sis, you got time for the word? And sometimes they hit us with, hey, I'm good, bro. My auntie a pastor. I'm good, bro. My dad a pastor, man. I'm good. My grandmother on the pulpit, bro. And we like, but what's that got to do with you, though?
Well, you should want to stop even more. Why are you not stopping?
Right. They would want you to stop, hopefully.
Hopefully. But that's a good point, man. You would think people would want to stop even more because their mother or their father or their grandparents are pastors and deacons. You would think that would make them want to stop even more to hear the word, but that makes them not want to hear the word. So, that's a problem. But Lord willing, this video was edifying, man. I didn't want to make it too long. Had a few precepts that I want to go with that video. When Satan knock at your door, hey, be ready. Any brothers have something before I close out?
Man, it's a mighty lesson, though, man. One lesson we can't stress enough. One lesson we cannot stress enough, man.
All praise.
Mighty video, mighty exhortation.
All praise to the Most High, man. So, the brother Azrael, he'll be back on here Friday for a freestyle Friday lesson. So y'all, if y'all free, man, definitely tap into that and get edified through the Spirit. Right. So, right there, brother Obadiah,
Brother Janal, Brother Azrael.
brother Azrael. Right. We all three brother Azrael now. Right. And we part of the hopeful elect. All right, we want to give all honor and glory, right, to the Most High God, Yahweh, and name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. We say Shalom.
Shalom.